Hi, this is Michael here. I'm a Keurig enthusiast and I also film a lot of elevators. And I'm going to do a review on the Keurig Rivo Cappucino and Latte brewing system. The Rivo takes the Rivo pack. It doesn't take an original K-cup, it takes the Rivo pack. It's pretty slim because you're brewing espresso, not regular coffee. There are 4 kinds. I have the Espresso Delicato. There's also the Intenso, which is a much darker roast, which has the aroma of caramel. And then there's the Classico, which is a medium, which has notes of tropical fruit in it, which makes it kind of a sweet blend of coffee. And then there's the Delicato, which is the only one I have in stock right now, which is my favorite. It's probably the lightest roast of the 4, and this one is, this one has to do with the Rainforest Alliance, and this one has the aroma of chocolate. You can even taste a little bit of that when you're drinking just a shot of the espresso. You can taste the sweetness of cocoa. And then there's the decaf, which is probably as strong as the Classico, and it has notes of grapes and other dried fruit. But I don't usually get the decaf because I never drink decaf coffee. So I'll just leave this one out here to use. So this machine is 2-in-1. It brews authentic Italian espresso with the Lavazza Rivo packs. The only coffee you can get for the Rivo is Lavazza coffee, which is not bad because Lavazza is Italy's favorite coffee roasting company, and their coffee is just phenomenal. And another reason is that they are the ones that designed this machine. So Keurig and Lavazza both own the product. Okay? So, yes, it brews the espresso, and then with this frothing pitcher, it steams and froths the milk for a cappuccino or latte. It has a whisk, which adds a lot of air to it. And then there's the steam wand, which actually takes water from the machine and blows steam into it to heat it up. It does pretty much the same exact thing as the steam wand would actually do on a commercial espresso machine. Just ignore my dogs. Okay? So the bottom 2 buttons are the espresso buttons. You can do a short shot, which is 1.4 ounces, or you can do a lungo, which I just call a double shot, which is 2.8 ounces. The top 3 buttons are the milk frothing buttons. This is the cappuccino button, which will give you a lot more foam with less milk, which is typically what a cappuccino consists of. Then there's the latte button, which gives you more milk and less foam. And then there's the cold froth button, which will just whisk the milk without steaming it to give you just a cold, creamy froth for your iced latte or iced cappuccino, etc., etc. Have you noticed that when you go to Starbucks or any other coffee shop, that when you get an iced latte, there's no foam? All they do is pour milk into the espresso? Well, that's because commercial espresso machines only steam the milk while frothing it. You use a steam wand. There's no whisk that they use just to froth the milk. You can only steam it to froth it. There. So, that's what's nice about this machine. This machine steams it and whisks it. So with the cold froth button, it'll disable the steam and just whisk the milk so you can get a cold froth. Alright. Power button's on the side here. Takes about a minute to heat up. And you'll hear 6 beeps once it's done. This one heats up silently, unlike the other Keurigs I have, or I've ever used. You can also buy the Rivo Pack Carousel from Keurig.com. It's a nice accessory. I'm going to use this glass here. I'm going to demonstrate using this machine by making a cappuccino. Okay. So the Rivo pack goes in here. There's a lot of spikes in the little cup. Espresso machines have to put ultra-high water pressure on the coffee grinds, so it has to really be punctured in order to do that. So there's going to be a lot of holes in the pack. Right here you feel the pressure. Okay. A normal cappuccino with this machine typically uses a single shot. So I'm going to press the short shot button. That low hum is exactly the noise you want to hear. So don't let it throw you off if you get a new Rivo system. Alright, I'm going to take the frothing pitcher. As you can see, there's a minimum fill line and a maximum fill line. For cappuccinos, you need to fill it to the minimum fill line because less milk will give you the more foam on top. And then for a latte, you need to fill it to the maximum fill line. Because with more milk in there, you'll get less froth. You probably want to keep it in between those lines. Otherwise, you're not going to get the results you want, trust me. Okay. Put the lid right on. Now, once the pitcher is all the way in, you just slide it in. You hear a beep. And then when you hear the beep, that means if you press the button, it'll work because it's all the way in. If it's not all the way in, for example, if I just take it out a little bit and I hit the cappuccino button, you get 3 beeps telling you it's telling you that you have to make sure the pitcher's in. So I'm going to press the cappuccino button. This is the fun part, watching the milk froth. Turn my light on. That click you're hearing is the system sucking out a little bit of water from this water reservoir and dispensing it through the steam wand, along with the hot air that goes through too. Oh yeah, and by the way, I didn't mention about the water reservoir. This machine has a 60-ounce water reservoir. You could just take the lid off and use a pitcher to pour the water in, or you can take the whole thing out and put it under the sink. 60 ounces is not the biggest, but you're brewing espresso shot by shot, so you're not going to need that much water. Alright, the foam is pretty high, the milk is way above the maximum fill line. And there's that beep, tells you the milk is done. Just take it on out. To prevent them, I just like to shake off the lid, and I like to turn it upside down and set it on the counter to prevent a mess. And what I want is the foam to stay on top of the drink, so I like to just pour it slowly, let the milk slide through the foam, and then just top it with all that foam. Foam is really thick, which is good if you want a good cappuccino. Alright, there you go. Very authentic, and it looks great. You can also add syrups to your cappuccino or latte to flavor it. You can do anything with it. There's limitless options. The Rivo comes with a recipe guide, so it gives you ideas for other types of drinks, and some of them don't even use milk, some of them just use like whipped cream. And that'll tell you all the information you need to make the right to make each beverage the right way too. You know, you need to descale this brewer every 3 to 6 months because limescale deposits will develop in the system from the water running through, and that can affect the brewing process. So every 3 to 6 months you need to buy a bottle of the Keurig descaling solution, which is in the accessories section of the website, or you can buy it at like Walmart or any store that would sell this kind of stuff. It is $12 a bottle, but it really does help get that limescale out. So that's really important to make sure the Keurig is cleaned. You want to make it look attractive and make sure the internal parts are clean too. So, well, the pricing on this machine, when I got it, it was $239.99, but that was 2 years ago. I think the price is down to $199.99. So, you can get it on Keurig.com or any other online store that would sell coffee machines. You could probably find a better deal if you don't order it on Keurig.com, but I'd say Keurig is probably the safest place to order it. And there's one more thing about this machine. You don't have to take the pot out and throw it away every time. When you open the lid, it drops down into this waste area. If you pull this out, there's the little trash can full of Rivo packs, which I think is really handy. It can hold up to about 12. Like right now I need to throw them away. But overall, I think this is a great machine to have. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your espresso. Hi, this is Michael here. I'm a Keurig enthusiast, and I also film a lot of elevators. And I'm going to do a review on the Keurig Rivo Cappucino and Latte brewing system. The Rivo takes the Rivo pack. It doesn't take an original K-cup, it takes the Rivo pack. It's pretty slim because you're brewing espresso, not regular coffee. There are 4 kinds. I have the Espresso Delicato. There's also the Intenso, which is a much darker roast, which has the aroma of caramel. And then there's the Classico, which is a medium, which has notes of tropical fruit in it, which makes it kind of a sweet blend of coffee. And then there's the Delicato, which is the only one I have in stock right now, which is my favorite. It's probably the lightest roast of the 4, and this one is, this one has to do with the Rainforest Alliance, and this one has the aroma of chocolate. You can even taste a little bit of